Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's alright, slick hey.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Clout. I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro I did in the beginning. I worked hard on it, but if you don't like it, just tell me. We can get rid of it. You won't have to see it anymore in the future. So let's actually get into the Pistons Depth Chart. And we're going to start off with the starters that you saw. I named the clear starters, the guys who will be starting all season for sure, are Reggie Jackson at point guard, Avery Bradley from shooting guard, and Andre Drummond at center. Then the two forward spots, small forward, power forward, 3-4, however you like it, are sort of up for grabs. I did say Stanley Johnson at 3 and Tobias Harris at 4, just as mine, and I didn't even mean that like to start the season. You could very well see Stanley Johnson on the bench at the beginning of the season, but you could also very well see Tobias Harris on the bench at the beginning of the season, and that's all in rotation for John Moore, who is also a power forward and who also plays the 4 ball very well. You can see on ESPN's depth chart, they have John Moore starting at power forward and Tobias at small forward, but Stan Van has said that Stanley Johnson, at least he has planned for Stanley Johnson to play upwards of 30 minutes a game. So what bench player plays 30 minutes a game? So that's just my thinking. You could, it's very easy to see that Stanley Johnson could be on the bench at the beginning of the season, and they could all rotate because Tobias Harris can play power forward. He can play power forward actually really well. That's where a lot of Pistons fans, I know myself, prefer him. And then, it's last year, just Stanley Johnson and John Moore had bad seasons, just to be blunt. They did not play well last season. Neither of them did. Stanley Johnson, everyone saw how bad he was. John Moore, he shot like 20% from the three-point line at one point, which is very bad. And Tobias Harris was arguably our best player last year. So I'm like, why would he come off the bench? And that's because he did last year behind Marcus Morris and John Lorelot, and it worked. He got buckets there, but it's very easy to push him up, saying, "Oh, we want him to play a bigger role," and that's actually not as likely. But we like him at power forward, and that's where we want him to come in at during the games, and he could start there because John Moore doesn't play that well. So take it as you may. I do believe that to start off the season, we may see a Tobias Harris at small forward, John Moore at power forward starting lineup. But to end the season, I have no doubt that Stanley Johnson will claim that starting small forward spot, and Tobias Harris will be switched down to the 4. Now let's actually go get into each of the positions. Now this point guard situation is interesting because, of course, Reggie Jackson will be our starting point guard all season that he does play, but we just signed Langston Galloway to a $21 million contract, And I don't know, I feel like that's a lot for a third string point guard. I feel like if you're going to be getting paid that much, you have to be playing. So maybe they're planning on not playing Reggie on back-to-backs, and that's where you're going to see Langston Galloway play those backup minutes. But for the most part, it's going to be Reggie at starting point guard, and then Ish coming off the bench. Then for the shooting guard spot, you have Avery Bradley, of course, and then a lot of people are saying Luke Kennard right behind him. But Stanley Johnson is pretty well known for not liking to play his rookies or feeling like they need to earn their spots in the lineup. So we could see Luke Kennard, and I believe Luke Kennard will spend most of the season, if not all of it, in Grand Rapids. He actually won't spend all of it in Grand Rapids because Reggie Bullock is coming off a 5-game suspension. So that's where we're going to see Luke Kennard playing. But after those 5 games, I feel like he'll be sent down. Reggie Bullock will be playing those backup shooting guard spots, and that's what's going to happen. The small forward spot is interesting, and you can't really see who's going to be playing backup small forward right now, just because we don't know who's going to be the starting small forward. So whichever one out of Tobias or Stanley who doesn't start will come off the bench, and if they both end up starting, it's going to be a weird triangle between Stanley, Tobias, and Lure, and it'll just rotate and it'll figure itself out. I don't believe there's going to be another off the bench small forward. So again, we're going to run that 9-man lineup that we did last year, except for instead of the shooting guard being the off position, it'll be the small forward. At power forward, we have that little triangle again, and then we also have Anthony Tolliver. I'm not sure if he's on the team to play or if he's on the team to be that veteran figure that we were sort of missing last year and had the year before. I believe that's the reason why Stan Van even brought him back. So I'm not sure if he's going to be playing, and if he does end up playing, then that means that John Lure is probably going to also be playing backup center, which will mess up Boban's minutes. But either way, I don't see Boban playing all the backup center minutes. Yes, right now he's our best option for backup center, but you could also see him splitting those backup minutes with Henry Ellenson or even John Lure in this case, just depending on how this depth chart works. So there's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed seeing me play and seeing me lose to the Washington Wizards. Sorry if it gets blurry at the end. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see next. The Fantasy League news or the Fantasy League updates and how to get in will be up very, very soon. I'm really excited about it. I'm working very hard on it. So just share with your friends if you enjoyed. I'm down to any other YouTubers who want to do anything. I'm down for anything, just trying to grow. And I feel like I'm going to post a lot this week. I don't know, depending, but I don't have anything planned this week before school starts. So, goodbye.